Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions and back with Ren. And we're sort of working our way up from the bottom of his video list on his website, on his YouTube channel, I should say. And this one is called Insomnia. I don't know if any of you have suffered from insomnia. I'm sure some of you have. I have from time to time, but yeah, it can be a devastating thing. So let's see how Ren handles insomnia. We'll look at the lyrics afterwards, and don't forget to check out his channel. I'll put the link below. Let's have a listen to Ren Insomnia.
What is it all for? I've asked myself that question so many times now, it's become more worn than my Reebok classics. I'm a slave to frivolous habits. Of introspection without any destination, ruminating thoughts in constant rotation. Is this what it means to be conscious? To constantly question our conscious? Despondently fall on my back horizontally. Under my bed there are monsters that visit me when I try to sleep. They're those thoughts that play on repeat, that say, Ren, you're always gonna suffer, Ren. You're always gonna suffer. And I boomerang between optimism and pessimism so much that my sanctuary could be a prison. What blinds me could give me vision, and what finds me is this indecision of what to do with these questions. Is there purpose? Is there God? And if there is God, then God, why do I feel like this, God? Are we not sculpted in your image? And if so, do you feel that pain? Unrelinquishing pain, like my brain got put under a Bunsen burner and torched until the membranes became flame. I hate not sleeping. I like the weekend because other people don't sleep either. Mindless TV shows irritate me, but they're my messiah, because I can become brain dead.
Okay, so he sort of started off more with just talking or the poetry or the rap of it, but not actually rapping. Now he's getting into more of the rap. I'll just back it up a bit, and I'll talk about all the lyrics afterwards because he's got a lot going on here to pick up as we listen.
Membranes became flame. I hate not sleeping. I like the weekend because other people don't sleep either. Mindless TV shows irritate me, but they're my messiah, because I can become brain dead, wasted, lost in trails of dry saliva. But I'm a survivor, a child of destiny. But this night has been testing me. Question the mess that's progressing, undressing me, stripping me naked and stuffing the stress in me. I used to use drinking as a way to stop thinking, and my problems with drinking made me feel like I was sinking. So I dried up my drinking and I couldn't sleep a wink. And now I'm thinking, now I'm thinking, now I'm thinking, now I'm thinking about nothing. Fucking nothing and everything and nothing. I hate not sleeping. So I lie here, trying to count sheep, and their bleating's repeating. My bleeding heart is beating and beating, eating. My sleep is depleting, pleading for healing, it's fleeting. Longing for sleep is so deep, it's peaking. I weep in these sheets, it's doubling, doubly troubled, it's ugly, bleak, it's so bleak, it's so bleak. And I lost my mind on a line. I hate not sleeping. I hate not sleeping.
Yeah, it's really, really well done so far. It's amazing. He's plugged in so much into the lyrics that we'll look at after. And you see this line, and it's just going part way and repeating and repeating and repeating. And I'm not sure, but I'm thinking this is his repeating thoughts over and over and over and over. And it can drive you mad, almost literally. And then thinking of everything and nothing at the same time, paradoxically. When you try to think of everything, when you try to do everything in your brain, and then later you feel you've done nothing. So but we'll talk about the lyrics later. Really, really well done. I see we're almost to the end here. It's relatively short, but I'll back it up a little bit. And of course, I just love his voice, whether he's speaking, rapping, singing. There's something about Ren's voice that is that entraps you, encapsulates you. Okay, we were closer to the end than I thought. I should have just waited a little bit longer, but I didn't want to forget about that line that keeps going for that vertical line that goes to the eye and back, and it doesn't get past that eye. And I just thought that was the repetition of his thoughts, that he can't shut it off. All right, I loved it. Let's have a look at the lyrics now. Insomnia by Ren. If any of you have suffered from insomnia, you're going to recognize much of what he said here. And he said it in such an eloquent way. It's really exceptional. And as I say, start off by like spoken poetry, and then began a little bit of a rap there. Not a full rap maybe, but a little bit of a rap going on. Really, really well done. What is it all for? I've asked myself that question so many times now. It's become more worn than my Reebok classics. That is cool. I'm a slave to frivolous habits of introspection without any destination. Yeah, that's the thing. You can get a habit, a rotating rut almost of thinking about thinking about thinking about thinking. It's a infinity regress situation of introspection without any destination, ruminating thoughts in constant rotation. Is this what it means to be conscious? To constantly question our conscious. So the fact that we are conscious creatures that are able to think of the past, the present, but also the future, to try to predict, to try to solve problems, etc. But is this what's driving us insane? Is this what's driving us crazy? To constantly question our actual conscious being. Despondently fall back on my back horizontally. Under my bed there are monsters. They visit me when I try to sleep. Yeah, they're actually in your head, not under your bed. But but of course we always think of monsters under the bed, and sometimes at nighttime it's when you're not actually actively doing things physically, and then the thoughts really can flood in and continue to circulate in your mind over and over and over again. They visit me when I try to sleep. They're those thoughts that play on repeat. Yeah, exactly. They say, Ren, you're always going to suffer. Ren, you're always going to suffer. On and on and on. Um, what I would say is that, yes, you are. I hope Ren doesn't always suffer, but I think that he might. I don't. I always wanted it to go away. I always wanted those issues to go away, not just insomnia, but all the other things he's talking about, the voices and this constant repeat and the thinking about thinking, etc. Um, it, it, for me, it doesn't go away. It won't go away. I'm an old man now, so it's not likely going to go away until I'm dead. And I'm not wishing for that as much as I did when I was young. But maybe because I'm closer, I don't need to worry about it anymore. But I think that you can learn to cope and you can learn to use that. And I think Ren is doing that. I think this was from years ago, so he's already learned a lot. And I think that he's using his music and his storytelling and all of the things that he does to help cope with some of these issues. And at some point, you start to think, you know what? If it went away, where would I be exactly? So maybe it's not something you should wish for too much, but you do want to reduce the pain and suffering, obviously. And I boomerang between optimism and pessimism. Yes, exactly. So much that my sanctuary could be a prison. What blinds me could give me vision. So he is, see, even here, he is looking at these paradoxical ideas, these contradictory realities of what to do with these questions. Is there purpose? Is there God? And if there is a God, then God, why do I feel like this, God? Are we not sculpted in your image? And if so, do you feel that pain? Unrelinquishing pain, like my brain got put under a Bunsen burner and torched until the membranes, if I could read properly, that would be helpful. And I've covered up the lyrics here. Became flame. Okay. Um, yeah, exactly. A lot of people ask, is there a God? And if there is a God, why? Why are things the way they seem to be? I'm sorry, I'm going to make myself smaller because I've covered up some of the lyrics here. Um, it's a good question. It's a question a lot of people ask. There we go. You know my views on it. I don't believe there is. Not in the traditional sense at any rate, and possibly not in any sense. But if there is, then why? Why so much suffering? Why so much disaster in the world, etc. And in your own personal life, why do I have to suffer like this? Um, I hate not sleeping. I like the weekend because other people don't sleep either. Mindless TV shows irritate me, but they're my messiah because I can become brain dead, wasted, lost in trails of dry saliva. Yeah, sometimes you can zone out by watching some meaningless, mindless television or whatever. And you just sort of let these things, it occupies your or parts of your brain at least just enough to dull the pain. So, yeah, I think that's what he's talking about there. But I am a survivor, a child of destiny. But this night has been testing me. Question the mess that's progressing, undressing me, stripping me naked and stuffing the stress in me. I used to use drinking as a way to stop thinking, and my problems with drinking made me feel like I was sinking. Yeah, alcohol, it's a sneaky little creature. It will help you a little sometimes for a while, but cautionary note: it will drown you. It will make you sink if you continue. And now I'm thinking, now I'm thinking, now I'm thinking, now I'm thinking about nothing and everything and nothing. I hate not sleeping. So that's what I mentioned during the song, thinking about everything and nothing at the same time. Um, and both are true at the same time. I know it seems impossible, but it's true. I hate not sleeping, so I lie here trying to count sheep. An old story of count sheep to help you go to sleep. And their bleeding's repeating. My bleeding heart is beating. So a good play on words and rhyme schemes here too. Um, and beating me in my sleep is the plea, and pleading for healing is fleeting. Lots of assonance going on there with the E sound in repeating and beating and plea and pleading. And of course the ing too. Fleeting, longing for sleepless, audibly speaking. I weep in the sheets. It's doubling, troubling, subtling. It's bleak, it's so bleak, it's so bleak. And I lost my mind on a line. I hate not sleeping, I hate not sleeping. So, uh, yeah, excellent lyrics. The usual with Ren. He does write excellent lyrics, and the thoughts and the feelings behind them are for real for him, but for many many people too. Um, what do you do? How do you find relief? How do you make yourself feel better, even if you can't get 100% better? um, all right, really love this song, Insomnia. I think the lyrics fit the title, and the way he delivered it was excellent with the speaking voice and then the rap. Really beautifully, beautifully handled. If you'd like to hear more Ren, let me know what you would like to hear. You're probably going to hear it anyway, because I'm running through as much Ren as I can find. And but let me know what other singers, musicians, bands that you would like me to react to. I'll add them to the list. I've got a nice list going on. I appreciate all the suggestions and recommendations and comments that I've had so far. It's been great. In the meantime, keep listening, keep having fun. Try to get some sleep if you have insomnia. Try to find ways of relieving that stress and not constant thinking, thinking, thinking. Just try to turn it off for a while. One of the things that I do, I write stories all the time, and I've published some of my books, as you know, from the links below. And that's one way for me during the daytime. Well, sometimes nighttime too. I'm writing at night often, but when I go to bed, I also am creating stories in my head. So I can create stories, and they occupy me just long enough to knock me out. It doesn't always work, but it's one method that works for me. And because I'm creating them, I can create whatever I like to help get me into a zone that will help me to fall asleep. And then sometimes I can use those later in my actual writing. All right. Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Bye bye for now.